has been great. So again, be well informed today. For those who are first time, for those who are coming in who are new, get to know the platform a bit more, which is great news as well.
Once again, we want to welcome you all, those of you who have been investing already, and those of you who haven't heard this information, who are here for the first time, we want to say welcome. Enjoy this session. I think it's going to be great. So as we go, they said ladies first. So I'm going to give the platform to Michelle to share in 5 minutes a bit of her experience, and then we will continue.
Thanks, Dr. John. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle. My husband and I have been investing here since late last year, so not quite 12 months. When we first started, to be honest, I knew absolutely nothing about this platform, but I've been working fairly closely in my business with Matthew and Ruben for 3 or 4 years. And so these are two men that I knew and really respected. These are guys that walk the talk. They've got proven track records. So when Matthew sort of introduced us to this investing platform, my husband and I paid attention. And we decided to jump in with just a really small investment initially because we really didn't understand it. So we followed Matthew's lead and invested a small amount and just sort of sat back and watched, and it worked as we were told it was going to work, and the returns came through every 5 weeks, and we were making a profit, albeit a small one because we had a small amount invested. So then my husband and I decided to increase our investment a little, and we then also invested some money for our children. We have adult children, as in 19 and 20. So we decided to kick off their investing and get them a small investment. And again, I sat back and watched, didn't tell a soul what we were doing because I was quite nervous about what we were doing, and just started to explore the platform and watch what was happening. And the more I looked into it and familiarized myself with it, the more I'm like, this is actually really good. But initially it bothered me a little because I thought, it looks too good to be true. So that's why we just went really slowly to start with and just explored the platform and watched our results come in and familiarized ourselves with it, did the training, watched other people, what they were doing, talked to a few other people. And then we sort of got a bit more confident and decided that this is actually really good. And so we are now in the pros of, we have a self-managed super fund, so we're actually going to invest some of our super fund into this. We're that confident with it. Before I did that, I got a bit nervous and I thought, right, it's all good to watch this on a computer, but I wanted to make sure that it was real and I could really get my money back. And I spoke to Ruben and a few of the people that I'd seen on the platform. Yes, they'd been investing. Yes, they'd been getting money back, actually hit their accounts. So that's what my husband and I did. We pulled some of our money back out of the investment because I needed that reassurance that it was going to hit my bank account. And it did. We were able to get money straight back, which gave us the confidence then, and we promptly reinvested that money and are now really reaping the benefits as we've got more confident. And we've, through Dr. John, Ruben and Matthew's guidance, I've sort of learned how to spread the risk and invest over with different traders and followed their leadership and pretty much done what they've told me to do and learned and educated myself about it. And now, we are so excited about our financial future because we have had consistent returns every 5 weeks. and it's really, really encouraging. It's really consistent, and it's really encouraging. One of the other things that I wanted to share with you and show with you, I'm just going to share my screen with you for a moment and show you what we've been doing for our daughter. So as I said, we have children aged 19 and 20. And when they're first starting out and they get their first jobs and they're trying to get ahead in life. So this is just an example of what we've set up here. So last year, our children set up an account, $3,000. By Christmas this year, because we've been getting consistent returns, they're on track for that money to have grown now to $5,000 this Christmas. Now that is set and forget. They've not added to it. They've just stuck the money in there, walked away. Normally kids at this age, they would just have their money in a bank account, diminishing, not growing like this. And so what we've been really excited about is that if that money just sits there, and if we continue to get the return that we've been getting for the next 10 years, then, in 10 years' time, she's looking at $600,000 US, which is really exciting. If our children then decided to add to their investment, and we're only talking small amounts of money here because they're young, but, to add in $1,000 a year, $20 a week US, that then, and again, we can't predict exactly what our returns will be, of course, going forth in 10 years. But this investment then has the potential to turn their small initial investment, their small ongoing $20 a week, into 10 years' time, they could potentially have upwards towards $1 million Australian before they're 30. I mean, my husband and I have just found this so exciting to be able to help our kids get up and going financially, and to see them get really excited about investing. I mean, they get their tax returns now and they come home, and instead of blowing it, they come home and they're like, "Mum, here's my tax return. Can you invest it?" So it's been a real blessing to us. And my husband and I are really grateful to Dr. John and Ruben and Matthew for introducing us to this, but also guiding us through this. It's been a fabulous investment, and we're really excited about our financial future. So yeah, I really encourage everyone on here to attend the training and talk to the leadership in our group, because it's very exciting. Thank you.
Yes, so as you know, my name is Dr. Edmund. You can also call me John. I've got a lot of names because I come from Africa originally. Yeah, so this is basically to say that what that we're going to share today, or I'm going to share today, is purely my experience in this investment. I'm not a financial advisor, so you are free to do your own due diligence, talk to your financial advisor if you need to, but this is my journey and I'm happy to share with you. I think we've had this on board for quite a long time, so you've read through and it speaks for itself. Let me go here, slide. Great. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about an industry which is trades about $6.5 trillion a day, which is a Forex industry. Okay, so before I go in, I'll share a little bit about my story as well. Okay, so I'm a psychotherapist and a counselor. I run my own private practice and I do some mental health work as well. Few years ago, I was tired with everything that was going on. The rat racing. if you're an immigrant and you're in this country, you know what I'm talking about. Or if you're born here, we know we've all been talking about money. It's hard to make money in this country or wherever you're from. And so I thought I needed a breakthrough. I needed to do something different in order to make a little bit more income aside of what I was making. And so I started researching. I started praying for an opportunity. I hung out with so many rich people. I heard their stories. I learned from them. I read books. And whilst I was searching, but through the grace of God, I got to know about this investment through church. So again, I wanted to work smart. So I started this investment in 2019. So I started just with the 3,000 US dollars. The reason why is that I wanted to test it. I wanted to make sure that it was the right thing for me and my family. So 6 months in, I learned everything that I had to learn, and my confidence grew, and I was comfortable with this investment. And so what I did was that after I discovered the wonderful and great things about this investment, I topped my investment to 30,000 US dollars. The reason why I did this was that so that every 5 weeks I'll be able to make a minimum of 1,000 and reinvest. So that is what I did. I noticed that my super will not be enough for me when I retire, so I wanted to do something extra also on the side. And so by the grace of God, through this investment, my investment have grown to 6 figures. And I currently earn a good figures income every 5 weeks, every cycle. And that is a great testimony for me and my family. And this is coming from my own investment and also a little bit of a commission that I earned by the side. Okay, so as we all know, or as I said, for me, I was looking for financial freedom. And when you say financial freedom, it could mean a different thing to different people. Maybe you want to purchase a brand new car every 5 years, or have a great holiday for yourself and your family on a periodic basis, or pay your children's school fees, or do something extraordinary for yourself, buy a new home, anything. It could be something different for you. So we all have different needs and different wants. This investment is a passive of this nature. So we're creating wealth through a passive income. So purely passive income, that means you don't have to do anything. The money comes for you, as Dave mentioned. Okay. And one of the things that I learned from the initial stage about this investment is that investment takes time, wealth creation takes time. There's no rush in it. If you want to get quick money, then probably this is not yours, or you have to maybe go try your luck with some lottery. I did my best to learn. So I followed Matthew's direction and say it grows through compounding. You see, so I took it upon myself to gradually do this, and it's working great for me. There's no shortcut when you want to create wealth. It's got to be intentional, and you build it over time. The earlier you start, the better. It has to do with planning. If you don't have plan, you can never reach your goal. So you can be young without money, but you can't be old without it. Great word by Tennessee Williams. The key to investment is that you start now if you can. That is the key. Now, someone can say that I don't have money, I don't have much, what do I do? You can start with a little. In this investment, you can start with 1,000. And if you start with 1,000 with a 30% return on investment, 10 years, you can make 13,000. And someone can say 13,000 is still so small. I want more. Yes, compounded grows exponentially. So the next slide, in 30 years, you'll be able to make 2.6 million. How great is this? And someone can say that, where am I going to find the 30% returns? When I started this, they told me I'll be making a minimum of 30% return. And it was great. We made more than that. I made more than that. And now we can even make even better returns in this investment. So if you're looking to make more returns on your investment, you are at the right place. So we have different types of investment, as David shared some, but this again is a passive investment of its nature. Okay. Another area that I learned that I want to share with you were also 5 areas of optimization. If I was told that if I want to grow wealth, if I want to create wealth, I have to be disciplined in these 5 areas to optimize my spending, inflation, time, savings, and return on investment. Okay, and I'll briefly touch on what these means. Okay, so if you have to optimize your spending, it means you have to be disciplined enough. You don't have to spend everything that comes in your hand if you want to make money. Basically, that was the lesson that I learned. That normally there's a Parkinson law that says that the more money you make, the more you spend. And so if you be able to overcome the attitude of overspending, then you need to discipline yourself to reverse this saying that you can spend less even when you earn more. This is for the reason of being able to invest the profit that comes in your hand. So the more, pay more on your credit cards, as another example, and avoid it if you can. Don't go for credit card. If you have to go for credit card, it has to be on a certain program that you know you will benefit. Okay, the more we spend, the more we need to sustain during retirement. So again, if you spend more, it becomes a lifestyle, and maybe you will not be able to maintain that lifestyle when you retire. So that is another one lesson that I learned. Optimization of time. I knew that time was working against me, and it works against all of us. So time is a crucial thing. That's why I'm saying if you have to do something today and you don't do it, it's gone. Okay, you lose on the benefits that you were supposed to reap for this day. So it is important for you to harness time and use it wisely. So one other way that you can benefit from time is to create multiple streams of income, because you are just one person and you'll be present. And we are not like God, who is present everywhere, who can do so many things at the same time. We are just human beings. And so if you create multiple streams of income within that very same time, you get lots of profit. Basically, that is what it is. And so it is important for us to look into time very well. Inflation, you know that inflation is working against all of us as well. If you have money sitting in at the bank, inflation is eating it. In Australia, inflation is around maybe 1.8 to 2%. So if your money is at the bank and they're promising you maybe 2%, guess what? Nothing is happening. You know, it's either your money is stable or it's actually reducing in value. Okay, so it's important for you to find a way to make more money on top of what is there. You have to run ahead of inflation. Basically, that is what you do. And this happens through compounding. And this is a great platform to do that. Savings, it's important to learn how to save well. Some ways that people, reasons why people refuse to save is that they say they don't have enough. Okay, they become a victim of Parkinson law, where they spend more whilst they earn more. Okay, they are too reluctant to readjust to the lifestyle and reset their financial priorities. So to reverse that, we need to try and save well, spend less, and again save more. Basically, that is what we can do. How much to save is up to you. It depends on how bad you want to make it. Okay. Another thing is optimization of return on inflation. Okay. So if you're able to find an investment that gives you a greater return, you'll be able to make more money rather than sitting on a smaller return-based investment. And so this shows like if someone invests 100,000 and is getting 2% per annum, you'll be able to make double it in 36 years. Okay, but that if that same person also puts this 100,000 in a 15% return on investment, we'll be able to make 15 million, 153 times. You see, more than as compared to this. There are also other ways that you can identify whether an investment is a scam. Okay, and so if someone is guaranteeing you profit, it could be an indication. That it could be a scam. Investment deposit lock-in, like they lock you in. This investment, we don't lock you in. We don't guarantee you profits. Okay, so it is what the traders make, that is what they distribute. Okay, percentage of it comes to us. If they don't make any money, they don't distribute anything. So they are not promising anything. Okay, unfavorable exchange rates. Okay, so if you transfer money, it's based on the exchange rate. So they are not charging you anything. They don't impose any fees like admin fee and all that in this investment. There is nothing like that. Some people will tell you that there's zero risk capital, that you will not lose your capital. No, this investment will say you can lose your capital because they are trading with all our money. Illogical promotions, they do so many things, they sell other products and all that. This investment is not like that. Okay. Fund management's business model, some investment, they've got complex business models attached to it. Here it's not like that. Everything is simple. If you ask those who are in already, they can share their portal with you. Everything is there, clean and clear. We've got a real good license MetaTrader 4 that they use. They pay lots of millions of dollars every year to renew it. So that is good. It's not any shoddy thing here that is there. So there's some ways just to help you to identify what a scam can be. And we are out of all these things that are listed in here. This investment is a passive, again, on its nature. You can consider this to be an investment where you can put in your money for 1 year, okay? But you can take your capital out anytime you want, okay? So the catch is when you put your money in for 1 year, they expect it to stay there to reach maturity, 1 year reaching maturity. But for some reason, if you want to take it out, you're free to take it out. In the past, there were some fees that you could pay, like you lose your first cycle profit for admin fee, but now we even have funds that those rules do not apply. So it's great news for us. It's a cash investment, not an asset investment. Profit is distributed every 5 weeks. So every year we've got 10 cycles. You can start with $1,000 US dollars. But we recommend that if you can start with a 5 to 15,000, that would be great. The reason being that you can compound faster, because every cycle then you'll be able to make 1,000 at least, and then reinvest and grow your investment quicker. So you can reinvest your profit, as I said, and it pays less. A minimum of 30%. Yeah, in the long term. So we're making more. Risk. There is risk in every investment. This investment is considered to be a higher risk investment. Okay. So you can lose all your money. Basically, that is what it is. Like in other investment as well, you can lose your money. But, however, the risk is well managed in this investment. That is the reason why I am in and I'm still investing. Okay, and I'll tell you a little bit about that here. If you let risk scares you, then you will do nothing in this world. We risk to go to work, we risk to drive, we risk to do everything, we risk to eat. I've seen people choke when they are eating and they die. Okay, so there's risk in everything. Now, this investment, how is the risk managed? Okay, so I'll take you through this slide. Our traders, number one, is conservative. And what I'm sharing with you at this slide is not the technical things. These are mainly the things that we see, the characteristics of our traders and our fund managers. Okay, they are very conservative. They take maximum precautions to minimize risk. Our funds are kept in a trust account, okay, and you're well protected by independent body. Normally, the broker will give credit to traders to trade with. So it's well protected. So in case something even happens, and the broker is not there, the regulator, SISEC, can appoint administrators to distribute, if not all, the chunk of our money is back to us. So a great security there for us. Okay. If traders lose a trade, they lose with a small amount because of their minimum drawdown. Okay, they have a smaller drawdown. No margin recalls. Okay, so for example, if they lose, we don't have to pay anything on top. That is what it is. If they lose all our capital, we don't have to pay anything. The company underwrites any loss that will be transferred to us, the investors. So a great news for us as well. Okay, the experienced traders, they trade manually, not with robots. Okay, and they know what they're doing. Okay, they are not jack of all traders. They trade in specific portfolios. They know what they do, and they've been doing it for years. So they are really experienced in these what they do. We have experienced fund managers who are diversified over 11 funds now. I'm supposed to change that. We have 11 funds now. And that also helps us to minimize our risk. So we do not put all our eggs in one basket. Okay, we spread it among 11 funds. And so a great way of minimizing our risk as well. The fund managers have also invested in these funds. So it's like working on their own money, so they take maximum precaution when they are trading, which is great for us. I've talked about the registrations. The effective strategy produces 75 to 100% win in trade. Okay, capital protection is their priority. And for the past 10 to 11 years, they've never lost a single trade cycle, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, that means every 5 weeks they bring money. Now, let me explain. This does not mean that they do not lose trade. Within 5 weeks, they do a couple of trades and they can lose maybe one or two. But in a whole, they win a lot and they bring money. So, for example, if they do 10 trades in a cycle, they can lose maybe one, or sometimes they do not even lose any. Okay, if they lose one, they win 9. If they lose 2, they win 8, and we still have money. So great things. So based on the way they minimizing their risk, this investment can be considered as a low risk within a high risk category. Okay, and that is why they've got such a good track record. So someone will ask, how does the future look like? Yes, I cannot guarantee the future, and no one can guarantee the future of any company. We're basing this presentation on past performance, and that is it. And as someone will always say, you make haze whilst it shines. Good. There are also other benefits like free financial leadership courses that we do. They are amazing. I've learned a lot when it comes to finances with this investment or on this platform. Good communication between us, investors, fund managers, and traders. You will become in charge of your own return on investment, where you can compound or you can withdraw and spend. So when profit is made in 5 weeks, for example, if they make 1 million profit, one fund make 1 million profit, this is how it's been distributed. 60% comes to the investors. So that means, like, for example, 600,000 will get distributed to all the investors on this platform. 30% goes to the fund manager or the broker, and then 10% is used to pay the traders. So this is how profit is distributed. So if you invest, you are looking to share in the 60%. Great. At the moment, we have over 500 million US dollars total fund size. Okay. And then we have over 280,000 investors worldwide. and they paid over 490 million profits to investors.